Zero watching.
Started.
Yeah.
No one's watching. I'll tell Divya.
Yeah, watch करो बोलो.
Did you put it on private?
पब्लिक ही है. अब चेक करो बोलो. अब चेक करो लबीच ग्रीन हुआ है.
Not moving.
If I do it here, it will come here. Well,
Oh, that's Didi. That's Didi. आप टॉप नहीं करे कैसा होगा?
okay. Anyone watching, let me know which pair you want to analyze, and I can do it for you. The idea is to do the weekly analysis for Forex and stocks, US stocks basically. So let me know if you're interested in any particular currency pair or stock symbols, and we can do the analysis. The idea is to help people trade well, make some money. Yeah. Well, I see a double top on the daily on USD CAD pair, so the idea is to take it down all the way to these lows. This is what I'm hoping this week. I think on the open we can take a shot right here, and put the stop loss just above these highs, and my entry should be around so this could be one entry, or if I get some retrace, if I'm lucky, then probably I can take the trade somewhere here. Okay, somewhere here, and the profit target would be here. So if you see the risk to reward ratio, I think it's pretty healthy. Okay, so this is how the trade plan looks like for USD CAD for the next week. I hope you like this idea. This is how the trade plan looks like for USD CAD for the next week. I hope you like this idea. This is how the trade plan looks like for USD CAD for the next week. Any questions, guys, on USD CAD pair, or I move on to the next next currency pair? Any questions, guys, on USD CAD pair, or I move on to the next next currency pair? Any questions, guys, on USD CAD pair? So the risk is 0.4% on USD CAD pair, with the reward being 1.8%. So it's a very healthy risk to reward. In pips terms, if you take the short right here at the open, okay, next week's open, you'll be risking 90 pips. So accordingly, your position size should be lower, meaning if you want to trade say 1 mini lot, it will cost you $90, the stop loss cost. Okay. And if you think $90 is too much for you, then all you have to do is reduce your position size, probably bring it down to 0.05 mini lot, which will bring down your risk to $45 in case of a stop loss being hit, or 0.02, 0.03. What I'm saying is, you should take the hit, or you should lose the money which you feel comfortable. I'll talk about the rewards later. We have to talk about the losses first, okay? And if you lose something, whether you are comfortable with that loss, that's the question you should be asking yourself first. So if I feel that anywhere around $20 to $30 is okay for me, then probably I will have to take a position size of around of about 0.02 or 0.03 mini lot. But if I feel that $50 is fine or $100 is fine for a position, then probably I can go with 1 mini lot. In that situation, what happens is you have a very healthy risk to reward ratio, and the reward would be around say 200 to 240 pips, which means you have 1 to 4 or around 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio, which is pretty healthy, really. So let's go to the next pair. I'm going to take a screenshot of this one before I move on to the next. Give me a second. Let me take a screenshot. Okay. Now let's move on to the next pair. Let's do Euro USD. Okay. Now what is Euro USD doing? See, dollar is not great, but euro is worse than dollar right now. This is what I feel. European Union has not stopped the quantitative easing yet. Euro is really weaker on that front. Their economy is not improving, as you can see from the recent reports we have witnessed. And dollar is also easing in a sense, but it is definitely relatively stronger than the euro. The US had also reduced the interest rates recently, and there is a guidance that going forward they will probably monitor the economy, review, and then probably take a decision if they need to do more easing or reducing the interest rates. So dollar is also on a weaker front, but it's definitely comparatively stronger than the euro. So with that perspective, I hope the euro USD dollar the euro USD pair to go down. So based on that premise, let's see how we can work out a trade plan for euro USD for the next week. Okay. Guys, give me a minute, I'll be back.
You back into me.
नहीं, अब बात करें जा मैं चुके दालिया वैसा टू वॉचिंग कर कैसा आ रहा है
नहीं
आप टू watch please subscribe. Subscribe.
Okay guys, I'm back. Okay, let's do the analysis for Euro USD. As you can see, the pair has been in a downtrend. Okay. Now we need to understand two things. Okay, one, fundamentally the euro is weaker compared to the dollar. I just talked about that a few minutes back before we went on break. Now we need to see where the next target would be for this pair to go, right? So I would say the next target would be 1.1 level. Okay, it briefly reached 121 levels, and now currently it's at 89 or 90. Okay, which means it has another 90 pips to go to reach 1.1 and further down for sure. Okay, we don't know when it's going to stop. Until then, we will presume that it's going to go down, and we need to define the next levels and devise trade plans accordingly. Okay, so I see 1.1 as the next level, and break of 1.1 will give in to 1.08 target levels. Okay, so what I'm planning to do is, let me go to the daily and see if we have any reversal patterns. Okay, right now we don't have much. Okay, it's obviously it's at the bottom. It has tested this bottom. It has made a wick here, which means it retraced a little bit. Let's go to the 4-hour chart and see if we have anything here. Okay, I think we can work with this resistance level. Okay, hoping the prices will retrace this level and then go down. Okay, that's my presumption for the next week. Let's draw a pivot indicator to see how it works out. Really? Okay, so let me input a pivot indicator. Okay, the pivot indicator will be a weekly pivot. Okay, there we go. So I think, guys, looking at the pivot indicator, I feel that this pair is really going to go down in a vigorous manner. So I'm hoping the prices should on the week's open, it should retrace a little bit, come to these levels, which is the S1 level here highlighted. It should come down here probably. I feel probably even this level could be tested. Okay, even this level could be tested, maybe spike up quickly and then it can come down. So which means if the prices, let's say we say this as our stop loss levels, what will be our rewards? Let's try to understand that. So this could be the first target. Okay, which is around 1-to-1 ratio. Okay, say I have 34 pips stop loss. I have 34 pips, say around 34 to 40 pips as target 1, which is basically the bottom here, as you see, and it could make another bottom, which is this one, in which case, in that case, the second target would be this, Okay, and let's go to the daily now to draw our fourth levels. The next two more targets I feel I may have it. Okay, this could be another one, and the fourth one could be this one. So this is how I am looking at. Once we break these lows and 1.1 for sure. See, the first three targets looks to be very reasonable and obtainable, meaning the week's open, if we break, if we short it here and it doesn't break or it doesn't hit your stop loss, in which case probably it's heading up. It may happen. Okay, we don't rule out that possibility, but having said that, if the trade goes in your favor, you can have four targets. The first three looks reasonably obtainable, meaning the pair looks to be heading down to 1.1 level, in which case you can have three targets. As you go down, you don't have to hold entirely till it reaches 1.1. You can take the profits along the way. That's why I'm giving you three targets. Okay, so once you achieve these three targets, probably you will find some kind of a retrace, because 1.1 level is quite significant. So you may probably see the prices coming back to these levels. Okay, something like this may happen. Okay, something like this may happen, and you will get your fourth target. This could happen. So the first three targets looks possible. For the fourth target, you will have to be patient, wait for a retrace, and probably short it here. In fact, okay, short it here, and then take it all the way down to 1.0880 levels. In which case, this target will be probably be higher than what I have actually mentioned here, right? So it could be something like this. The stop loss could be somewhere here for this trade. Okay, and for the other one, the stop loss is the first thing we need to worry about. Okay, if you do a better trade, it is going to come, it is going to make you money. So that is not our concern. The concern is to see how much we are going to lose and avoid to lose, or how much maximum you can lose and you're comfortable with the loss. This is what you need to understand first, and once you're comfortable with that, whatever you gain, you should be happy, and you should just wait for the targets to be hit. You're not running away, you're not in a hurry. The worst is not going to happen, which is your stop loss getting hit, in which case you can just wait for the targets to hit and for your take profit levels to be reached. Yeah, so this is my plan for Euro USD going forward. Let's see the other scenario as well. Okay, let me remove all this, but before I do that, let me take a screenshot of this plan. Give me a second. Okay, now let me remove all the drawings I've made, and then we will see the other possibility in this Euro USD pair. What happens if the pair goes up? Okay, we need to be planning on both directions, so we are not surprised when, if in case such a move happens. So we are prepared for both the scenarios, and if we have a plan for both the scenarios, whatever happens, we go with the plan we already have in place. So that's how I look at things. That's how you should also be looking at things. Okay, so let's go to the weekly and see what the pair is actually doing. Okay, let me try to see what the pair is doing. Okay, it made a correction. Obviously the pair is in downtrend, okay, no doubt about that. If I draw a trend line, it's very clearly going down. Okay, there's no denying that fact. And we also see that the pair has been making lower lows and lower highs, which defines a downtrend basically, right? Yeah, you see here. So it's in a downtrend. Obviously it's been going down and making lower highs as it goes down, so there is no denying the fact. Now the question is whether it's going to continue down further a little bit, or it's going to retrace a little bit and then go down. This is what we don't know, right? So we are hoping it goes down. That was our previous plan. Okay, so this trend line, which is in blue, says it's going down. Okay, that was our first plan. The second plan would be that it's going up, which is this magenta color. Now we need to have a plan for the second trend line also, just in case if it goes up and tries to hit this level, this trend line, probably we should not be surprised and we should be ready with a plan. As you can see here, this is a good level of resistance which coincides or has a confluence with the long-term trend line which is in place, and then probably it will make a correction or a reversal in price, and then it goes downward. Okay, it can happen. So with this premise, let's try to devise a trade plan to the upside. Okay.